Oh, well, hello, my wonderful, beautiful brothers, guys of the Maverick Nation. I am the Dark Shadow Maverick, and welcome to, looks like there's going to be only, were there 3 Bendy, three Naruto X things, or were there only 2? Because if there are only 2, that means there's only 1 Naruto X something what if left on the channel, and that's Naruto X Zalgo, and I am not taking that down. Though, I don't really know why I couldn't really explore it all much with, Naruto X Bendy. That is, unless I were to do it in a light. And so, instead of that, I have decided to blow the load. Guys, you are not going to believe this, but I will give it to you. Straight on a silver platter. What if Naruto was Joey Drew? Bazinga! Ah, yes, and that was Bendy's tale. Have to be appropriate, for what exactly is going to happen. And yes, you heard me right. What if Naruto was Joey Drew? But, different. Yes. So basically, how the hell will this even fucking happen? And what exactly am I proposing? Well, basically after Naruto is, running from villagers because, well, it's his birthday, the night of his fucking birthday, and, the usual, as per usual. Running for his fucking life. And, well, as he's turning the corner from, what looked to be the entrance of the Forest of Death, he, falls into a hole that he didn't believe that was there before. And the villagers just seem to ignore it because they seem to go right over it, or at least around it. Not even noticing that Naruto fell right in that hole. Or at least if they did notice, they're like, good, the demon is out of our hair. And well, Naruto did not fall onto solid ground, but he did not fall into water. What he fell into, well, he can feel himself floating in the midst of a dark void, but he can almost sense something, someone else, along with him. And while they seem to be pulling him upwards, as in pulling him out of the, big puddle. Almost as if they were asleep before, but Naruto falling in woke them up. And then all of a sudden, Naruto finds himself on solid ground, but what he also finds is a little baby Bendy. Though he doesn't really know that it's Bendy. That is until it used one of its little pudgy arms to basically write on the floor, "Hello, my name's Bendy, what's yours?" And, well, Naruto basically, as the baby Bendy holds out its other appendage, and Naruto, for some reason, just sticks his hand into the appendage and then writes Naruto Uzumaki. Almost like playing a game. But then he soon surprises the baby Bendy by actually showing that he can talk. It's just that, he was curious. Apparently, this little guy is made out of pure ink and, well, a soul, but a soul like a very dark, like deep and dark soul. And I'm not talking about Dark Souls games. No, I'm talking about like a dark soul as in not like evil, but just dark. As in black as ink. And Bendy, well, it seems that Naruto can only really hear him in his mind whenever he talks, because it is actually, like, Naruto actually does, figure out that Bendy can talk. It's just, for some reason, he only really decides to talk, well, in his mind, in Naruto's head. Though, he does say that he has other ways to communicate, just like how he said before, like, drawing words, and, well, actual speaking, but, he doesn't trust that many people. And, Bendy apparently can sense off of Naruto that he is not, not really, that he's not very liked within his own, place of origin. And, well, after spending some time, Hiruzen did send out Anbu to, find Naruto, as he's also going to find Naruto as well. Himself. So, in the time that basically they are, like, going to find him, this is basically time for, Naruto and Bendy to communicate. And even Bendy showing that third method of communication by actually talking to Naruto. And actually telling him that he's probably the only one he's going to do this with. Because he doesn't, like he said before, he doesn't trust that many people all that well. But, for some reason he feels like he can trust Naruto. There seems to be a warmth, to Naruto that Bendy hasn't felt in a while. And so, well, just like with Wilson, faking the death of the Ink Demon, though, where Wilson did it to kind of be an asshole, Naruto's doing it out of the kindness of his heart, but not, basically Bendy's death, but his death. Basically, faking it to basically making it look like he fell into the inky black abyss and never came out. We're just consumed by the damn thing. And that Bendy, apparently, as far as he knows, basically a portal into their world, somehow. Basically, think of Naruto like a good Wilson. From Bendy and the Dark Revival. But think of him as like a good Wilson. And he not even really like faking Bendy's death. He's kind of faking his own. Because Naruto has decided to forsake his own identity and make something new. But also old at the same time. Because basically, as the time as they've been conversating, there'd been a lot of names been thrown around. And one of those names being Joey Drew. And so, basically, seeing as him and Bendy are so close now, well, it was either Henry Stein or Joey Drew, but, Naruto has big visions, even if he isn't planning on becoming Hokage anymore, because basically, around this time, this is Naruto after, freaking the day after flunking the third time. And for some reason, just for plot convenience, I guess, Mizuki freaking decided to not. And so Naruto just accepted the fact that he would never become a shinobi. And so if he's not going to become a shinobi, then big dreams as a civilian. Even if he was going to be a civilian, he was still going to have big dreams for himself. And so, if it's not Hokage, then, one of those big names that was spouted out by Bendy to Naruto was, the guy who started everything in the first place. And since Naruto is so close to Bendy, and, just feels like Bendy's one of the only things in existence that have ever been kind to him. And so, if he's the guy who started it all, even before Bendy's actual creation, why not, has his name as the alias or the true name now that he's basically decided to forsake his previous name? And yes, this is how basically Naruto is going to become Joey Drew. Or at least the new Joey Drew. The Joey Drew of Konoha no Sato. Konoha Gakure no Sato. And he just decides that one way or the other he's going to get the fuck out of this hole and Bendy with him. And Bendy's so surprised that, he would want to keep him with him. Keep him around. And, well, Naruto's like, well, you shouldn't be. I mean, I do know some shinobi skills, and so I can just basically, he basically he gives himself some sort of like a Nagato-like haircut, like, not like Edo Tensei Nagato, but like Nagato, like, before the Edo Tensei. So whenever his hair was red. So like usual Uzumaki hair. So instead of his blonde hair, red hair. And, well, he doesn't really feel like he needs to change his eyes, because, well, Benny didn't mention anything about, anything specific about Joey Drew's eyes. He just knew that, whatever was mentioned, it's that, like, Joey did have white hair. And so this could be, like, something special, like, maybe earlier in Joey's life, maybe, like, Bendy just didn't remember. Like, Joey did have red hair, but it's probably not likely. But, it's not that Joey Drew, it's this Joey Drew. Which just so happens to be Naruto just making a new, life for himself. One where he won't be hated because he's not Naruto in this. He is Joey Drew. And he even shows that by basically... Ow, fuck. And Benny just makes this face like, what the did you think was going to happen? And then Bendy's like, wait, you're Whisker. Oh, shit. And basically, the next thing is basically Henge Jutsu. Like transformation jutsu. And, like, basically, like, as an extra layer. But eventually Naruto knows that he's just going to have to get better at, disguising himself. And, well, seeing as Hiruzen and, well, the Anbu can't find Naruto within the hole, even though that's probably the last place that he would have been, fallen into the hole, but they do see something, a black, dark, inky abyss. So Hiruzen's like, fuck, Minato, I failed you so hard. Naruto is fucking dead. So basically, for the first few how much time has gone by, Naruto hasn't had the problem of people either kicking him out of shops or just selling him, like, rotten stuff or bad condition stuff. Because, they don't believe that he's Naruto because he says his name is Joey Drew. And that, he just, is sort of a traveling person who wants to share his art with, some, like, spot of the world that will respect it. This form of art being the creation of cartoons. Specifically the rubber hose animation style. That age. And, well, Bendy is basically telling Naruto all about that age. And all the different competing companies like Fleischer Brothers, RKO, Disney, and of course themselves. And then there's like the Warner Brothers Studios. And then Hanna-Barbera. So, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. And even though this is a shinobi village, he knows that there is a civilian, child population, and even some shinobi that probably, any time that they're off from missions and, just want to relax, he has his cartoons. It can't be bad to just check in, see what this stuff is all about. And so, basically, what Naruto now is Joey Drew is basically proposing is basically, now that he has enough money, because, well, with nobody really selling him anything, he just accumulated so much money. And plus, just doing some odd jobs, around the corner. Doing good by the civilian populace. Already having him, in the good graces. He's racking up more money than he can actually think of. And this period of this random person just appearing in the village has Hiruzen caught so in a loop that he actually realizes something. Like the two elders, Homura and Koharu, had actually frozen the bank account of both the Namikaze and the Uzumaki in the village. So where Naruto should have been getting more money, he didn't, because they froze the bank account and have been trying to get that money for themselves, but it's kind of hard whenever you have all sorts of eyes around you. And when Hiruzen finally, getting this break, is able to spot this. And he's basically like, Mr. Drew, I realize, you seem to be looking at this one and particular spot very often. And there actually is this little squiggle thing on the memorial stone. Because Kakashi would just not have, the son of his sensei not be realized as a hero for what he did, basically, in containing the Kyuubi. And so Kakashi did it himself on the memorial stone. Wrote Naruto's name down. And, well, Naruto was, Mr. Drew would actually look up and see the Hokage and be like, oh yes, by the way, this is around the time that, Naruto had got enough money to actually not need to henge and actually just, actually be good enough to pass off as a complete and total different person. And just be like, Naruto as Joey Drew would just be like, it really is sad, I heard about the kid and his burden from some clearly inebriated some bitches. And, well, it truly is sad what people will do. Some people will do. It truly is sad. That boy was chased off to his own death. Oh, by the way, Lord Third. Please, may I be allowed to meet you in your office? Or maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. I might need to prepare something. I think the only thing Naruto would have really not changed is the color of his eyes. Because Bendy never specified that. Though Naruto would have tried to make his skin just a little bit lighter. And hey, that wouldn't really be that hard considering, most of the time indoors, in some sort of studio-like environment. So you wouldn't not get that much sun. So, his skin would naturally just get lighter. So, actually he wouldn't really need to try to do that because it just would get naturally lighter because of the lack of sun. Sunlight. And well, about, 10 minutes later, Hiruzen basically, you'd be like, come in. And then basically the person will come in and be like, oh yes, Lord Third. It is my pleasure to be here at this meeting. And, Hiruzen would just be like, quit with the pleasantries. I can tell I'm a certain person like yourself. Not really a man, but definitely don't act like much of a child. You definitely do seem excited to show me something, though. And that's whenever Naruto as Joey Drew would reveal his big, surprise. Bendy! Yes, a certain little something that I made. It has the ability to turn imagination to life. More specifically, tunes of the imagination. Breathing life into one's dreams, as one might say. Naruto just doing some serious schmoozing, like really glazing himself up, and in the process also kind of glazing Hiruzen a bit. But also do some real gaslighting as well, on both sides. And Bendy's he's both gaslighting and glazing the both of themselves at the same time. How the fuck is that even possible? And basically, Bendy would come out, and, Naruto as Joey Drew would basically discuss the whole thing about, not really wanting to talk, certain people, because got certain issue thing with certain people. And so Hiruzen does the whole, grandfatherly thing. And then Naruto as Joey Drew with his skin this posh and be like, well then, you mind explaining to me, And he just has a paper right in front of Harrison. And Harrison's like, well, how do you know about the boy's parents? And this is the exact specific date of his birth. And the fact that he's the Jinchuriki of the... How do you know these things? And that's whenever all balls to the walls would just go out and be like, well, one can only take so much hatred before they decide to make themselves something of it. Change things so that finally all of the glares would stop. Bendy has allowed me to make something of myself. GG. Bendy, do it. And then all of a sudden, Bendy would basically become Dark Revival Bendy, where he'd basically like, and give Harrison a basic fucking heart attack. And basically, Naruto, as Joey Drew, would basically just be off to himself, just as if this was just an everyday early like usual occurrence. But it's surprising how it actually kind of is for the two of them. And basically, Bendy would scare the absolute shit out of Harrison. And, talk all about how, Naruto didn't deserve to be treated like that. And, to feel like he needed to retreat into a different identity in order to, get better treatment from the people. Escape his entire one life and go into another just in order to be treated fairly. He shouldn't have had to have done that. Now, Naruto Uzumaki is dead, and you have only yourself and those Earth Souls that call themselves village elders to blame. You broke your promise to Minato and Kushina, that boy's parents. And basically, Naruto, as Joey Drew, just be like, Bendy, that's enough. Oh, come on. Come here. And, Bendy would reverse back to his baby Bendy self and, basically be like, he would actually be talking to Harrison and basically be like, you're lucky he likes you so damn much, even after everything, you old monkey. Basically like, and then just run over and Naruto, go basic, climb up his shoulders and piggyback, basically hiding into his freaking clothes. Naruto as Joey Drew. And basically, Naruto as Joey Drew will be like, I believe that's proof to you enough that I'm tired of being treated like Naruto Uzumaki. Because he, just like my friend said, and then the Kurama eyes would turn on and be like, is dead. Now, and then the Kurama eyes would turn off. All there is, Joey Drew. And Bendy is right about that. You really did F up your own promise to my parents. Well, whenever I was Uzumaki Naruto, that is. But now, I'm not. I am Joey Drew. Good day to you, sir. Or should I say, Hokage-sama. And just slam the door on him. And basically just take a leisurely stroll out the freaking building. And not long after that, well, some of the civilian, schools would catch wind of something. This curious little character, Bendy, the dancing demon, Bendy, the little devil darling, And, well, it seems that there were two others in the works. Alice Angel and Boris the Wolf. Alice Angel and Boris the Wolf. And there's always the troublemaking butcher gang. And all the shenanigans that provides. But this was just like a little chef's kiss sneak peek to what would become. Because you see, with all the freaking dough raking in from basically, now it's cleared up that basically, regardless of Uzumaki Naruto being like dead or not, basically seeing as, once was Uzumaki Naruto, he's taking that debt. And, well, yeah, the money is basically being forwarded over to, Joey Drew Studios. Part of the Silly Vision. Yes, Naruto as Joey Drew is clearly taking all that shit in stride. Even making his own little, freaking ink machine. But, Bendy, not too fond of the ink machine. And also seeing basically the almost like freaking slave labor work that Naruto's doing to himself, like with all the pipes around the freaking building connecting to the ink machine just to get the damn thing to work. And really, do you really need that much fucking ink? And well, when Naruto replies with this, basically like, Naruto as Joey Drew be like, Bendy, you ought to know this yourself. You were brought to life by the ink machine. So, within someone that you trust, someone that is your friend, in their hands, you want to be able to trust them to make the ink machine, well, something good. And well, the pipes don't look like they're about to burst. And if you're about to, ask how he got that much fucking ink, well, if you can find a good enough water source and just reach the pipes to there, and just Yeah, whenever he wants, just get more ink. Because ink is basically part water. So that's how the pipes already have ink flowing through them. But hey, not as much as to where they would be bursting. And so now, what Naruto as Joey Drew would be thinking, basically, is, well, I got pretty much ink machine down. And this little ink machine room, because basically, Hiruzen basically just gave this guy this entire property of the Namikaze clan compound, and the villagers and Shinobi were like, why? And Hiruzen's reply with that would be like, they're not using it anymore, are they? Just be like the ultimate middle finger to anything you have to say. They're not using it anymore, are they? So, yeah. And this guy, has been going from place to place, helping you guys out. So, I think he deserves a break, don't you? And this was the big break that Naruto was looking for, Naruto as Joey Drew. Because, basically, in being able to converge, basically, everything of the Namikaze clan compound, like every single building, into just one big thing, with like several different separate things that are also extremely big. Basically the studio and surrounding other things like, Bendy Hell, like Heavenly Toys, those things. Yeah, it's like basic separate things, like things like Bendy Hell and like Heavenly Toys. Those would be like different things, but they'd still be technically be a part of it. And it being Joey Drew Studios. Basically a part of Sillyvision. Oh, and don't act like, with eyes and ears everywhere, that there wouldn't be people willing to jump at the chance to, well, I mean, Naruto and Joey. Basically Naruto Joey. Naruto / Joey. Basically, he has to hire people. Because, does not know the Shadow Genjutsu. So, yeah. What I think would actually be a cool idea is, well, I believe, like, the Konoha Shinobi, like, the Genin, like, once they're done with the whole, like, thing with their sensei for the day, and they're done with their training for the day, and everything else, like, somewhere in between the fine lines, you have actually, no, I think I'm thinking of something different. I think Naruto would kind of look out for some of those people, but most of his people will probably come off of the ninja reserve. You know, the ninja that can't really ninja anymore. The people that were ninja but can't really do the ninja life anymore. But they need something to make their life fulfilling. So, Naruto would basically use the ninja reserve as, well, a way to pick out people who he would want to do certain things. And by the way, clan names, I won't go into extra clan names, I'll just use already existing ones. Thank you very much. And well, basically, one day Bendy will just be like, "Hey, Joey!" And basically, Naru Joey, as I'm going to basically make it so I don't much of a mouthful, just Naru Joey. Since, you know, Naruto, then Joey, so Naru Joey. Basically, Naru Joey would be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Bendy, is it about Alice and Boris again?" What is it this time? Well, Bendy is actually like, "Actually, it's 3 things. Well, first of all, Alice lost her halo again. Second of all, Bendy wants some soup, and you know I can't reach the freaking cabinets that have the soup, even whenever getting on the stool. You need to get taller stools, Joey." And so Naru Joey basically is just like, "And the third thing," and Benny's just like Naru Joey basically like, "Alice lost her halo, gotta find it. And Boris wants soup. Oh yeah, it is that kind of that time. Well, is it like freaking brunch now? I don't freaking know." So, that last thing being, "Joey, you need to hire people. This is just like a skeleton crew, what we have now." Actually, I think this is even less than a skeleton crew. And so basically, Naru Joey would basically be like, "Fuck, Bendy's right. I do need to hire people. Who's gonna take a kid seriously? Well, I guess I'll just have to use my acting skills. After all, I am Joey Drew. You know, be able to breathe life into your dreams. You know what I mean? And, well, basically, Bendy would, basically be like, found it, Alice. It was, ended up in the trash again. Boris, did you fall again? And let me guess, you tried to use Alice's, head as leverage and ended up knocking her halo off? And into the bathroom trash can. And Alice would just be like, as she would be putting her halo back on, she'd be like, well, at least it's not the bathroom toilet. And, she would also be cleaning her halo because it's still the trash can. The bathroom trash can. Well, they have more than one bathroom. So that's one thing down. And as for Boris's soup, well, Naruto, super speed. Just zip, 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 zip. And, well, basically, Alice, you're smaller than Bendy. And Boris, you're not technically taller than Bendy because that would only be your ears helping you there. Alice is actually legit taller than Bendy. And, well, yeah, so hopefully you'd be able to, oh, by the way, mittens before you do that because it's gotta be hot. Oh, and don't worry, I checked the expiration date. And basically, Alice would be like, thank you? Yes, Alice legit has to get the soup out of the thing because Bendy's not tall enough. And Boris is only tall considered because of his ears. And so now, it's hiring time. Basically, there's just a fucking list of, jobs, and, next to the job, you have to put the person's name. Or at least, a couple people's names, and, do, an audition shit. And so basically, there's two different lists, actually. One, if you're sure the person is the right person. And the other one is, if you think you have a couple people that could be, so you have to do, an audition. And so basically, really, the auditions would only be for like the characters. Because, without really people to talk for them, because, Bendy's range of speech can only go so far, but, he's a demon, he's like the special force, so he kind of gets, leverage over the other two. So, we would need names for the voices of the characters. And then there's the Butcher Gang, and God knows who else. Basically, the Butcher Gang are in the corner again. They're always in the freaking corner. And so, Bendy riding piggy bank on Naruto Joey's freaking shoulders, like safely tucked into like his shirt thing. And well, he kind of has like a card that says, well, Drew, or Mr. Drew. Like Mr. J. Love that. Basically, well, first, two people with a similar things, but not too similar things. One, Toshi. The other, Nori. Yeah, basically just halving My Hero Academia characters like the first name and just halving it. So basically, the head animator, their name is Toshi, and the person who was in charge of, well, storyboard, all the storyboard stuff, their name is Nori. And something that might surprise you, but might not surprise you if you know about, who was All Might's other teacher besides Gran Torino. It was the previous, basically his other teacher, Nana Shimura, a girl. Basically, Toshi's a guy, just like Henry. And Nori is a woman. So basically, these two are basically on the Ninja Reserve. And have been on the reserve for a while, so they really wanted to get these jobs. Like, they were really biting for whatever they could get. And so, now begins this what if. Deuces.